Hello and welcome to this hopefully really quick tutorial thingy of how to make realistic gears without math. Sorry if I seem a bit confusing when I ramble on about this thing, because this is the third time I tried to record this and it's not working out very well because I keep making mistakes and forgetting how to do stuff, because I've only just figured out how to do this. Also sorry because I'm talking so fast, I'm just trying to make this really fast because otherwise it's going to take like half an hour to do, and I'll try not to ramble. So basically I have figured out how to make gears and from scratch using no math at all, basically pretty much no math at all. It's not complicated. I've spent a very long time trying to figure out how to create mechanical gears which are actually realistic, as in they have this nice curve to them, as this one has that I have here. And I have not found any helpful resources online. All I could find was really complicated things with circles and spirals and terrible things to try to recreate with inside of a 3D program. But anyway, I've finally figured out this nice, simple, easy way that it should only take about 5 minutes to create a gear if you've done this before and you know what you're doing. So, which I clearly don't. 3 recordings of this thing later, after I pretty much invented this way, as far as I know. I mean, I've never seen anybody else do it any other way ever. But anyway. So this is a really cool, realistic way of making gears. So it's got this nice little in-cut thing into these things. It's not as realistic as it should be. It should have like a little cutaway area in here, so this isn't like straight up against this gear here. And it also should have this other thing called backslash. I'm not going to go through technical names because I've forgotten most of them, so I'll try to use them whenever I remember them, but I might be using a few of them wrong, so sorry if I do. But I know there's this thing called backslash, which is pretty much how much of a gap there is between this gear and that gear in this area here. I haven't done any of that, but you guys could figure that out pretty easily, I would assume, once you've given this quick tutorial thing a try. Anyway, so, yep, nice, easy, it looks all nice and everything. Anyway, so this is what the Blender default gears look like. Also, just to say, you don't have to be using Blender, you can use any 3D program at all, although it probably will be a bit difficult in something like Maya, because as far as I know, you cannot extrude vertices in Maya or something like that. Because, you know, who would want to extrude a vertice, as a Maya user would say in their defense. I would, in this case. So, yeah, sorry about that, if that's a problem, but that's the thing that I'm going to be doing. So, yeah, this is Blender's default gears. It looks terrible, but it will work. If you 3D printed this, it would actually work, but it's just terrible. It's clunky, it's ugly, and this is my version with the gear at the same amount of teeth. As you can see, it actually looks probably even uglier, but it would actually mesh together a bit more smoothly and nicer. And yeah, so anyway, let's get into how to do this, hopefully without any mistakes this time. I'm not using any add-ons or anything like that, so as I said, you can use any program you want to do this. You can even do it in pen and paper if you wanted to, but you get extra benefits by doing it in 3D. So the first thing we want to do is add a circle. This circle will be however many teeth we have by however many vertices we want. But by default, it's 14, because 14 is a number that goes into 360 really nicely, so I assume that's why 14 is the default size of Blender's gears and probably other gears in general. But yeah, the other gear, the first one I showed, had 3 times as many teeth as that, so let's go for a 2 times as many, so that'll be 28 teeth. Next thing we want to do is we want to create a few more of those circles. We want to make another one that is 2 of these little tily things smaller, and another one that's 2 of these tiny things bigger. So this is a common thing you'll see with gears. They will normally have rings, one around the center of the tooth, one at the end of the tooth, and one at the start of the tooth. So the tooth thingy would basically be going from this bottom ring, and then out, and then to this top one, and then cross them back in again. Anyway, so this is sort of like a guideline. They got names. I'm pretty sure this one's called a base, or that one's called a base. I don't know, I can't remember. Anyway, so moving on to how we actually create this thing. Actually, first off, I want to rotate this thing by half of a gear's tooth, so it sort of lays flat like that, rather than having a point sticking out here. So to figure that out, I'm going to use a calculator. You could do math inside a Blender, I know, but I'm going to be copy-pasting this around a whole lot, probably. Actually, maybe not. I don't know. Well, that was what that number there was. So basically, to figure out this, we just say 360 divided by the number of teeth, which is 28. And there we go. That's how much of a rotation one tooth would be in a circle. So, go back to object mode, and if I rotated that around by that amount, you wouldn't notice any difference at all, because it's gone exactly 1 point's just moved down from there to there. So we'll actually want to do half of that. So divided by 2. Done. I said done. Wait, what? Divided by 2. Huh? Oh, I'm messing with scale, sorry. That's supposed to be 1. Put that in there. still no difference, divided by 2. There we go. And now this is all nice and flat. If you're wondering what that is, this is Pi menus. I have my add-ons enabled by default on Blender. You just go to your add-on things. What I like to do is I like to go add-ons, disabled, and then just spam tick them all. Although I'm using this weird build, it's a not a full version build, and I haven't got everything enabled. But normally I would have absolutely everything enabled, and that's what I do. So whenever you have a stable build, you just do that. You shouldn't have any problems with it. I never have. But because you clicked on disabled, you can literally just spam tick the first tick boxes until everything's all ticked, which is really nice. It'll change Blender in many, many magical and wonderful ways. So, back to making this thing. I'll try not to ramble. So, yeah, basically, if you had another gear, it would be like this. So, this is how you'll normally see gears. I won't get into the whole ratios and things. I've gotten those last recordings, but it's not. Anyway, rambling. So now let's make the gear. We want to duplicate this thing. Am I up to that point now? Okay, no. First, we want to apply the rotation. So we apply that. Next, we want to duplicate this thing as an instance. So to do that, you press Alt-D. Not Shift-D, but Alt-D in Blender. And what that will do is this magical thing here. If I go to edit mode on one, you see it's in edit mode on the other one. But you can't select any of this other one's things. But if I select something in this one, you see it selects the same thing in the other one. So I can move it around and all that. So whatever happens to this one will happen to the other one. And that's really handy. Next thing we want to do is have this one copy the rotation of that one. So this one's called circle. We'll just copy that name there. And then we go to our constraints, copy rotation, paste that in there. We don't need X or Y, we just need Z. Z needs to be inverted, and then we need an offset. Next thing we need to do is we only care about one of these middle rings. So if I delete that there, select all that, that can all go away. So this is going to be the size of a tooth. Next thing is we don't really care about much more of that, so I can get rid of that one, delete that ring there, that one, delete that ring there. Okay. So this is the only thing we really care about, because we're just making one of these teeth, not every single one of them, because we can easily create all of them by doing an array, and just arraying them all around the place. So, since this thing has offset ticked, we can then rotate this thing around by 180 degrees, and yeah, these things line up here. Now, if we rotate this one, we see the other one rotates the same way, so this would be like gears meshing together. Really handy. Next thing we want to do is we want to move this away, so around about there will be good. And we want to key in a frame. Now we want to move 40 frames forward-ish. I just like 40 frames, more details, but details don't actually matter because you can convert things to curves, but I'll go through that later probably. Then we want to put it over there, we want to do another rotation. Then we want to go to our animation thing, our graph thing. If I was to play this animation, just go back to the first one, you'll see it moves really, really slowly and then starts to speed up. We don't want that. We want it to go at a constant speed the entire time. So to do that, you see it here. This is why it goes slower and then faster, is because this is sort of like a curve which starts to slowly go down, then drops down fast, and then slowly starts to level out again. We don't want that. So you go to key, you go to interpretation mode or whatever that is, linear. So now it's a straight line from that dot to that dot, and that's what we want. Okay, so now it'll be a constant speed the entire time. And that's handy. Makes it more easier and, I don't know, makes more something rather. So, next thing we want to do is, I like to do this with the secondary gear. It doesn't really matter, you can do it first, you can do it second. Both of them are the same gear basically, so whatever, but I just like to do it the second one. What we want to do is we want to go forward a frame until this point here. So just before that one intersects with this line here, although we do have a little bit of an issue with accuracy, which hopefully won't matter too much, but whatever. Maybe we'll add to the cutoff zone. I don't know. That's just because this outer circle doesn't have enough of a resolution to work out exactly how round this would be, because if this part here would actually be inside of the circle. So what would normally happen is this thing should be a little bit further out like that sort of a thing for it to be an actual circle, and the more you have, more subdivisions that are out further, the more accurate the circle will be. I hope you understand what I mean. Hope you understand what I mean. Anyway, so we just want that to be outside to make sure it is outside the circle. So what we want to do is duplicate a vertice, and we also want to turn on vertice snapping mode. So this is the thing you can't do in Maya. I mean, other than everything you see right now, apparently. Just full screen this, make it look all pretty. We don't care about any of that other stuff. So I want to grab this vertice, and I want to snap it to that point there. Then I want to move forward a frame. Extrude, snap to there. And we just want to continue doing this until this vertice is past this line down here. So, keep doing that. Wish I had a mouse with macros on it. We could just press one extrude button. Button on the mouse without having to take my hand off the mouse to... Wait, no. Frame rate? I don't know. I want to do something right on the mouse. So, that's good enough. Doesn't really matter which one that was on. And then the next frame, it's going to be past that point. Yeah. So, we're not worrying about past that frame. Okay. So now we have that. We then want to... what do we want to do? We then want to do this to the other one. Actually, yeah. Sorry, I've done so many takes now of this thing, I'm getting confused about what's what. But basically we want to do that whole thing again with this other side. But because of the way this actually lines up, I don't actually have to go through frames one at a time because there's our curve there. Actually, no, that's not our curve. That's the opposite of our curve. Is that the opposite? That's the opposite of our curve. I still want to do it frame by frame. So we want to put a vertex at that one, move it forward, that one, whoops, I pressed downwards which went back to the last keyframe. Okay, let's do this thing again. Don't want to edit the video, come on. I'm trying to do it fast, so there's not much waiting around time. I'm also rambling, but then talking and trying to do this at the same time makes me make mistakes. If I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm rambling about. Okay, last one. So, now that we got that, basically what this is this is sort of the profile of our tooth. This line here can go away, we don't care about that anymore, so this is like half of one tooth, that's half of another tooth. Now I remembered why I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to do that because mirror modifier. So sorry about that. We want to add a mirror, we want the mirror to be on one of... Out of edit mode? Oh yeah, whichever one is actually the right one, we wouldn't notice. I think it's Y, because we've already got that thing. So I should be able to delete that, and it'll still be there. Yes, great. We can subdivide this, subdivide that. We only care about half of this stuff now, because the mirror modifier will be taking care of the rest. Okay, so there we go, like that. I guess that'll do. Okay. So we also want to do the same thing to this other side. I haven't actually tested this. Hopefully it will work. Yep. So now what we need to do is... So what we did before is this corner here created that curve. So now we want to go till the outer rings point. This point on the outer side, I guess, but it's a little bit off because of circles. But anyway, we want to go until that is at this location here. So that point has to be at that location. Then we do the whole extrude thing again from that midpoint. I'm not actually sure how accurate this is because that shouldn't be so far out, but maybe it will be fine. Oh, that's the problem with the mirror modifier thing. Okay, no, I just do it to this one. No, I can't. Or can I? I mean, I guess I can, but no, I can't. Okay, I just have to apply this. But to apply that, it's not going to like me doing it, because this is an instance, so... Whoops. Ways around that. So, to make the instance not an instance anymore, we say single user of object and data, and selected. Then we can... We'll go to this one. We want to apply that. Then we select this one, select the one we just applied the modifier on, and then go object, make links, and object data. So that will make them instance back together again. And this thing can get rid of its mirror modifier. Okay, so now that's just made the mirror modifier data real. So now we can do this thing, so back a frame. I could extrude that out one more, I think. No, okay, that's fine. Okay, so extrude that to there. No, what, huh? Extrude that to there. Extrude that. Oh, come on. Oh, because I'm not pressing extrude, I'm pressing rotate. Whoops. Extrude to there. That was fine, right? Probably. Extrude that to there. Okay, this video is taking a whole lot longer than I expected. But anyway. Actually, it's only been 14 minutes. Or 15 minutes. Okay, so we just want to do that until it goes outside of this bigger, or this inner circle-y part. And there we go. So that's pretty much that. And I did it wrong. Yes, yes I did. Okay, I did that entire part wrong. Oh my god. I don't want to have to redo this thing. So let's just delete that because that was wrong. What we actually need to do is we need to rotate, I guess in that case, well, it's going to have to be that one because it's got the offset. We want to rotate that one around by 1 gear. Minus, so what? Minus that. Minus that. Was that by 1 or by half? I feel like that was only a half. Okay, no, that was fine. Okay, yeah, that's better. That's what I'm looking for. So, now we go forwards frames. We want to do that to this side, because that was the inside. We want this is the outside area here. This is supposed to be empty space, so I could show that off a bit better by actually just deleting this outer ring. No, I don't want to delete the outer ring. I could delete this middle part though. So yeah, this is empty space here, and this is the inside of the teeth there and there. Okay, so this is a terrible thing. I'll probably re-record this later on, but I just don't want to get it out there for now. Okay, so edit mode of that one. Move forward a frame. Is that the end one? Yep. Extrude to there. Okay, now we're talking. This is doing the right curve. Oh my god, I'm so terrible at doing tutorials. I don't know why. I'm fine at doing it when I'm just doing it on my own or whatever. But that's that. So now we have this nice sort of a profile of half the gear. If profile is even the right word. We don't care about this thing. We don't care about that thing. We do sort of care about this. Just edit mode of the wrong one. Just because I can, and also to show off this really cool thing that I discovered. If I select those two edges and you press W, with your add-ons enabled, there is some add-on that adds this thing, Tiny CAD, and then you can do this, bisector of 2 planar edges. Boop. So that'll add this thing, we delete those 2 things there, and now it adds this little vertex that is exactly where these 2 lines intersect. So I can delete that one, build this to there, and then that to there. And yep, that's that. Okay. So now I want to get rid of that one, get rid of this one, that one goes to there, and that's a little profile of a gear. But I think I have a slight issue here, which is if I clear the rotation of that, yeah, this thing's not quite at the right place. So, but anyway, we can see from this thing now, so this curve and the other thing, like, that meshes together as we want. So that's the effect we're going for here. A nice meshing gear. Okay. So now we pretty much what do we need to do? We need to mirror this. So all these keyframes aren't needed anymore. Let's remove those. Remove that. Clear the rotation. Now I guess I move it back by half the amount, so rotation's whatever. That's just that. Okay. Is that in the middle? That's not in the middle, is it? That doesn't actually look right at all. That divided by 2. Okay, I guess that is the middle. That does not look right, does it? I mean, that should be the middle part there, shouldn't it? May have made a slight miscalculation. Yeah, this is terrible. I'm probably going to be re-recording this thing. I don't know, let's take our time now. What am I doing? I don't know where the middle of the gear is. That's my problem. I mean, that does account for... Okay, no, wait, yes, I can do this. I can do this. I don't want that. I want... Damn it. I want that divided by 2, because that puts that exactly there. And then I want to... plus. that. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted to do. So it's a half plus a full thing because of whatever reasons. Then I want to put the apply this, apply rotation. Yeah, it's an instance thing. I just get rid of that one now. Apply rotation. We want it to be on that axis. That's 1, 2. There we go. That isn't right, is it? Is it? Nah, I guess so. Maybe that's right. Okay, now we can apply this thing. Go into edit mode, remove doubles. Now, whatever. Array, we want to untick that. We need to add an empty. And that empty will be the offset object of this thing. Relative stuff is off. Then we need to rotate this by 1 tooth. Okay, that is half a tooth. Times 2. But that's not right either. Okay, how many teeth do we want? We want to have 28 teeth. Is that a full? That is a full circle. Okay, so it looks like I did do that calculation wrong when I was doing the mirror modifier thing. Let's just get rid of the other half of this thing. Oh, it did collapse automatically. Damn it. There we go. I want to rotate this thingy around by half of it. One of those things, was it? Nope. Half of that. Okay, there we go. Now I want to add the mirror modifier. I'll take that. I want to add the mirror modifier back on again. We want to do it that side. We want to apply the rotation. That is wrong. I'll get there eventually. Negative that. There we go. Apply the rotation. That's what I want. Okay. Now we just need that thing to go to whatever. We could do this easy by saying a selection to cursor. Cursor's in the middle of the circle. We know the circle goes out to exactly, snapping the grid, exactly that thing there. So there we go. That'll be the top of that tooth. Okay. And now that looks terrible because this point's supposed to be further out. But anyway, we want to apply that, turn that back on, and delete that. We want to line those up. Why? Apparently that. Okay, maybe. Yes, that actually seems to be perfect. Great. There we go. There's our tooth. there's our gear. Before we apply that, we could then do the infill things. This is the sort of fill that I like to do for the terms of topology. Doopy 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 doop. There we go. Then I can merge, apply, extrude, remove doubles, extrude downwards, flip normals. And there we have this nice looking yeah, what am I doing? Now a little bit of a bevel to it. Maybe that will look nicer. It doesn't look nicer. I don't know, I just haven't worked a way to make it look pretty. Let's just put an edge split on it. Edge split. Doop. You never find things in that menu. Where's the one? I like this edge here to be sharp. But actually maybe I can't because of other edges. Okay, no, that's it. That's what I like. So we've got a nice smooth thing to that edge, which is a bit hard to see. That edge there is supposed to be sharp. And a nice smooth thing from there to there, and then that point's not supposed to be there because of, it's just there because of low resolution on the outside circle. We want the inside circle to be the same amount of vertices as the middle one that we use for the teeth, though, because that makes everything all match up nicely when we do this infill thing. But anyway, so there's that. Now just to show it sort of works, get rid of that thing. Duplicate this as an instance because I just like to in case I need to do any edits. Rotate that around by, I guess that. And there we go. Now I can add a copy rotation thingy back in there again. I put that on the wrong one, but whatever. Copy the rotation of this one. Doop, invert it, offset. Need to add that thing to that one. There we go. So there we go. There is our somewhat nice thing, although I have a little bit of a mistake from that outside thing. This vertex C isn't quite connecting with the edge of that thing. Yeah, so that should actually be connecting there. So that's shows you how much of a problem that outside ring being a lower resolution is. But anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much that. There is one more thing I can show off, because why not? I mean, it's only been 25 minutes, way longer than I was expecting. I was hoping for 10 minutes. And that is to basically have this at any resolution we want after we've done the basic stuff. So what we can do is, can I do a selection of that? I just want to do the edge. I want to grab that. Is that all of that edge? Yes, it is. Let's invert, delete. I said, no, damn it. Vertices. Invert, delete everything else. So I've just got this one thing here. And, whoops. Then I want to get rid of all of this infill stuff. Okay, so now we just got this nice thing here. Now, what this magical thing I found out you can do with Blender is now that we have this thing here, we can actually convert this thing into a curve. I can't remember what the shortcut key is, but it's got object mode. We can say convert to curve. And I've forgotten everything else about how to actually do this. But now this thing is a curve. There's something wrong. The curve something type. I can't remember what it's called. I'm probably going to scroll past it as well. There's not much here. But there's supposed to be some sort of a thing where I can change the curve's handle type. Set handle type. There we are. Then we want to change this to something or other. I don't remember what it was. Is it handle type? I don't think it is handle type. Set spline type. There we are. Bezier? No. Maybe there was an extra stage to this. Or maybe I do it out here. Nope, I have to be in edit mode. Basically, there's some way I can turn this into a nice curve that is really simple. Well, it's clearly not that one. It's not poly. But it's not that one either. I don't remember how to do it. Yeah, this entire tutorial sort of fell apart a bit. I gotta look at how to do that again. But basically, you'll just have like one handle thing there, one handle thing there, and it'll have just one... Oh, wait, no, maybe this is actually the thing. There we go. I can just delete those parts there. Ah, there we go. How nice is that? So, if I do the same thing on the other side... It's hard to select the middle one. There's some on there, yep. Get rid of that one. This is... There's some way I can turn off those dot things. I can't remember what it was. Something in here, display. I don't know, there was some way I could turn off all these weird normal lines. I thought it was under display. Oh, there it is. Nope. There we go. Ah, it looks nicer. Okay. That should be one thing there, one thing there. And there we go. How nice does that look? Now, we can simply control the detail level with a slider. So we can add more or less depending on whatever application you're using this thing in. So like if it's a game engine, you can have it like super low like that. If it was for something more realistic, you can just turn it up. Anyway, can you use the array thing with... Hey, look, I think you can actually use the array thing with this. Okay, so you could have that within an array to see in different detail levels how good everything looks. And that is pretty much that. Sorry about the glitchiness. Maybe I'll re-record this. I mean, the glitchiness with me forgetting things and all that sort of stuff. Doesn't help that I pre-recorded the whole thing 3 times in a row, because you just sort of get mixed up about what you said this episode, or this version, this recording, and what you said the last one. But anyway, that's pretty much that. Hope people enjoy this. Let me know if you do actually want me to make a better recording of all of this. I don't know, maybe people actually find this if I name it the right thing on the internet. But yeah, apart from that, that is how you can make basic, advanced style looking gears simply with little to no math, pretty much. I mean, it's just dividing a circle by the number of teeth and then maybe dividing that by 2. That's the only math I did. Okay. So, yep. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, and donate if you want to donate. If you're viewing this from my YouTube, there is actually a donate button on my main page thing. I don't know. It's like, it's at the top where the banner is. There's like a PayPal button or something. It'd be really nice if people would donate to that. If you find this information helpful, like I would have many years ago. Although I've done it really badly. But anyway, okay, thanks for watching. Bye.